If you want to learn how to build a base in Clash of Clans, then stay right here, because in this video I'll guide you through the whole process of building a base in Clash of Clans and will tell you exactly what to do and what not to do. With that, hello and welcome to yet another video. My name is Gum, and now this time we're in Town Hall 9, which is actually, I would say, my best Town Hall level when it comes to base building, where I'm also competing in the Town Hall Cups for prize money. In the first Town Hall Cup, me and my team placed second, and in the second Town Hall Cup, we are currently qualified for the finals, which were actually, if you're watching this video, last week. I'm currently pre-recording because I'm going on vacation for 3 weeks. But let's dive right into the base, and of course what you do have to note is that I'm mainly building on time. Of course, this base is still going to be incredibly good for random wars. It is still going to be an incredibly good Town Hall 9 base, but it's mainly built against those other Town Hall 9 players in the Town Hall Cup finals that are solely playing against time. So we're only playing on time, and any defense above 1 minute is a good defense. Any defense between 55 seconds and 1 minute is and anything below 55 seconds is kinda bad. So we always want to defend over 55 seconds or mainly over 1 minute, because it's really doable to get a better attack then, and what you can do to get more time out of an attack, as well as how to defend giant arrows, because I think many people of you guys out there are struggling with giant arrows, because defending giant arrows is just incredibly tough. We're going to dive in that right away. So let's start off with my current, I would say, favorite compartment when it comes to this rule set, where just anything is allowed on Town Hall 9, and you just have to build on time solely. And that is, I would say, this, I believe is it 13 times 13? I think it's 13 times 13 tiles, this compartment. And that is, I would say, currently the best compartment when it comes to building on time. So on Town Hall 9, you generally just have a few compartments that you can use. That would on one side be the 9x9 compartment, and of course the 9x9 compartment you can then put like 9x5 compartments next to that, and for example setups like this. But the problem is with this current format, it's just incredibly vulnerable when it comes to earthquake boots. So this compartment right here, this setup, if you would put an expo right here, it is incredibly strong on Town Hall 9. Don't mind it. It is incredibly strong on Town Hall 9. However, it's just incredibly vulnerable to earthquake boots, and that would just make it so you get such a quick attack. And this second type of compartment that you mainly use on Town Hall 9 is the 10x10 compartment. So you have the 10x10 compartment as well as the 9x10 compartment. And the 10x10 compartment would be this one. And of course, you can also put some variations next to this, like for example a 10x5 compartment, as well as for example a compartment like this. And you would then put an expo in here, which is also an incredibly strong setup. So like for example with an expo, or you put an air defense right there. That is an insanely strong setup on Town Hall 9, which you can always use. But generally, with this current format, I'm just going to stick to starting off with these 13x13 compartments, or like these big compartments where any building in the center will just be unreachable for the Archer Queen from any side. And then I'll just build some 9x9 compartments and 10x10 compartments around that in just any direction. And the thing you just want to do is you want to make the base as big as possible. So you just want to have an incredibly spread out base on Town Hall 9 when it comes to this Town Hall Cup format. So we're going to do exactly that. We're going to put two 10x10 compartments on each side. Well, we cannot. If we don't have the space right here to put another 10x10 compartment right here. So I think for once, I will actually make... maybe I will actually make an asymmetrical base. I can of course still make a symmetrical base if I put like the same compartment right here and then a 10x10 compartment on that side as well. But I think for once I will actually make an asymmetrical base. Normally I stick to symmetrical bases when it comes to Town Hall 9 base building. Or like with base building in general, because I would say it's just for me the easiest to build. But for once we can just do something else, and we will just make an asymmetrical base. So we're just going to make some 10x10 compartments right here as well, and maybe like a compartment like this in between, and then another 10x10 compartment. And we still have 60 walls left to do some more on this side. We can maybe make another big compartment right here, just to make it a little bit more annoying. Now we still have 33 walls left, and we'll probably make another 10x10 compartment right here. So we will put another 10x10 compartment in here, and then we can maybe make something annoying as well that is unreachable for wizards, or we can even make it 3 tiles bigger. How big would it be if we... That's another 10x10 compartment, so this would be the layout. I think it's okay. I think we can work with this. I think we can cook something up with this. However, I do already see one problem, and that is, if you have a Barbarian King in the core with the Earthquake Boots, it is going to open up everything. Literally everything, and no chance to defend it whatsoever. So I think I'll actually move over this wall right here to put it right here. So for example, if you were to use the Earthquake Boots in this compartment, it doesn't open up the backend compartments. But for example, if you were to open it right here, you still have one compartment that is not opened up right here. So I think generally now it's quite okay. However, one thing I do like on these Town Hall 9 bases is just having a dead core. So we will just put some storages into the middle of the base just to make it for Valkyrie attacks. Valkyries are generally the only attack you have to worry about currently on Town Hall 9. So you just want to have a dead core, and also makes it very unnice when it comes to like Lalo pathing. The things you have to worry about is unwalkability when it comes to the Archer Queen, unwalkability when it comes to wizards, but you also don't have to offer too much arrow value when it comes to like point defense, like cannons, archer towers. You don't want to give away too much value in air defenses. It's just generally you have to worry about so much when it comes to these fast Town Hall 9 attacks, because basically on each base you can just find a vulnerability. You can always find like a good arrow that gets some value, but you always just want to limit it as much as possible. So for that, we will generally just stick to a air defense setup that doesn't offer too much value when it comes to arrows. And I think I will actually maybe put an air defense in the core of the base. I think this as an air defense setup can be quite intimidating. And maybe we can put like an expo right here, another expo right here. Or we can do another expo right here, maybe. Or right here. Okay, I think I'll just leave the second expo for now. And we will mainly just stick to this expo being here. I think I'll actually put the hero hall inside of this compartment, just because it is a little annoying. Like, I've seen this setup on a few bases with like a 10x10 compartment with a hero hall just in there, just to annoy. And most of the times there was also like a Tesla farm inside of this compartment, and it's just mainly just annoying. But I think it's even better to have the hero hall be on the other side. So we have like an insane dead setup on this side of the base. And also if you go like in this, I would say into this compartment, or like into this compartment with Valkyries, you have this back end setup with the hero hall, with a few Tesla in there, of course. Now it brings some pathing from this air defense to another air defense, but if you are in scout mode, you'd of course don't see it. So you can expect those Tesla there, you will probably expect those Tesla to be there, but you can't say for sure, of course. You of course cannot say for sure. So that's of course a factor that will go into the attacker's mind, and the attacker just has to worry about it for like a little second before they do their attack. We can put some elixir storages in here as well. And now we would have a complete dead setup when it comes to what do we want to say? When it comes to Valkyries. So for Valkyries, we have 0 value in the core if we send Valkyries into the middle of the base, in combination with, of course, the Barbarian King and Earthquake Boots. You have no value whatsoever for Valkyries in the core, but I do have to worry about a few errors, because I think Lalo pathing on this base so far looks quite doable. So far, it looks quite doable to have your Lalo fly on this base, but I think I'll just make an annoying setup for Lalo around here. I think something like this can be quite annoying. Maybe I'll just put those Lexus turrets inwards as well, because then you can't reach them with... What I want to say, you can't reach them with wizards. So wizards generally can target buildings directly next to wall, as well as buildings one tile away from the wall. So if you place them 2 tiles inside of the wall, the wizards cannot reach them, so they would just walk around here, around the setup, and then, well, the turrets will stay inside of the base. Of course, they don't shoot at those wizards, they don't do any damage, but they eat up some time. They will eat up some time, and that's exactly what we want, of course, at Town 9. And maybe we can even put, like, one of our defending heroes on here. So we always want to use the minion prince as well as the Archer Queen. Barbarian King generally is just not really good, so we just leave out the Barbarian King for what it is, and we can maybe put the Archer Queen in this setup as well. However, do I think it's good? No, absolutely not, because now we have the problem that you can easily take out the Archer Queen with a few skeleton spells, so we need to have this Archer Queen well close to a bomb tower. And next to that, we also need the Archer Queen to be defended by the bomb tower as well as the clan castle. Because now you could just put a few skeleton spells on top of the clan castle, take that out, and that's of course something we do not want. So we have to cover both the bomb tower as well as, both the clan castle as well as the Archer Queen with our bomb tower, and so far I don't see an option on how to do that. However, perhaps we can also defend our clan castle with mortars. That will of course be a little bit weird, but weird generally is not bad. I would say weird generally is not bad on a base. So we can just put some mortars inside of this base to cover up the clan castle for any incoming skeleton spells. So for example, a mortar right here and a mortar right here. This looks absolutely weird. It looks weird as hell, but hey, perhaps it's not that bad. Perhaps it's actually not that bad. So currently we of course still have one of our expos as well as our sweepers as well as the Archer Queen to worry about. So those are a few buildings that will actually be quite important, but I think I'll just leave the expo right here. I think that's what I do, yeah. I have one expo right here, I have one expo right here, and now we will defend this expo with our Archer Queen as well. Is that a setup that I like? I think that's a setup that I... Or do I even put both of those defending heroes inside of that compartment? Is that annoying? Most likely is, right? I think it's actually quite annoying to have it right there, and we can put a bomb tower inside of this compartment in combination with another gold storage. And it doesn't defend it fully. It doesn't fully defend the Archer Queen. But of course, Archer Queen is going to target the Lava Hound. And the Lava Hound is going to fly to any of this air defense. Most likely this air defense. And then the bomb tower will now be exactly next to that. And will still cover that the clan castle a little bit. So I think this is actually a perfect placement. And I think I'll actually put the Archer Queen inwards, the Minion Prince outwards, because the Minion Prince is generally, I would say, more annoying. On Tunnel 9, when it comes to Tunnel 9 attacks, the Minion Prince generally is way, way more annoying. So I think the setup so far is quite okay. But of course, we still have to worry about our sweepers. But I think I'll actually have incredibly weird sweeper setups which would be one sweeper right here to cover that, and maybe another sweeper right here to cover that expo compartment. Do I like that? But I don't like the sweeper placement. I would love to have it behind the expo, but I really cannot put it right there, to be honest. Or maybe I can even put like both sweepers right here, but now we have too much arrow value if we offer like an arrow from 6 o'clock or 12 o'clock. You can already send it in for 2 air defenses, and then of course also for both of those sweepers. So we cannot do that. That's something we cannot do. That's impossible. I don't have a good spot for a second sweeper, and that's something I don't like so far. Maybe we can also put like the air sweeper right here. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Second sweeper is a problem. Maybe we can also put it in the core. Is it okay to have it in the core? No, it's again, it offers too much arrow value. Too much arrow value. Way too much arrow value. Problems. What do I do with my second sweeper? That's something I don't know so far. Maybe we can do something incredibly obnoxious and actually have the air sweeper. Maybe something like this. No. Or maybe something like this. Maybe it's... This could even be incredibly obnoxious, to be honest. Or we can have like this air sweep. I'll just worry about the air sweeper later. I'll worry about the air sweeper later, but I do have to worry about it now. I can't postpone it. I cannot postpone placing my air sweeper. I have to do it now. I have to place that air sweeper right now. I cannot postpone it. I think I'll just move over this bomb tower 2 tiles and put the air sweeper right here. I think it's like the only option I have, and maybe I will put the bomb tower right there then actually. I think it's my only real option, and we can maybe do something like this. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I'll just keep it like this. I think that's okay so far. Now we do have to place our wizard towers somewhere where they have a little bit of good value, which would be one right here. We generally don't want to put them directly next to air defenses. However, we do have to cover our air defenses with at least some splash value, which could of course also be mortars. So we can cover this air defense with one mortar. We have this air defense covered by one mortar. That one is of course covered. And we can maybe place like another mortar right here, and that would cover like this air defense. We can maybe put like another mortar right here, which would also cover them. I think that's okay. I think this is okay. We can put like an arty tower in between that. And maybe we can move over our mortar 1 tile right here. Put an arty tower right here. I think that's okay. That's of course also good pathing around this compartment with the hero hall. I think we're cooking. I think we are cooking, guys. We are cooking. One wizard tower right here to annoy Lalo. One wizard tower right here as well to annoy Lalo. And now we have all of our air defenses right here. So we have like I would say a little no-fly zone right here. And we will have all of our wizard towers, all of our air targeting defenses on the exact opposite side of this air defenses. So exactly where we want them to be. Now we will of course place some gold storages in this inside of this compartment. Just to be annoying when it comes to like when it comes to taking those out. So we'll generally just put a cannon right here, or maybe an arty tower. I will put an arty tower right here. So we have this gold storage right here, which is eating up some time. This gold storage in the middle will not be taken out by like Lalo, as well as Hawk Rider, so it has to be taken out by something else. And that's of course absolutely perfect. We can maybe put an army camp right here. It doesn't make any sense to be honest, but hey, why not have it right there? To be honest, a base doesn't need to make sense, it just needs to work. I would say there are multiple stages when it comes to base building. You have a stage, first stage, where we will just make a lot of mistakes. because you're not paying attention to rules when it comes to base building. Then you have base stage 2, intermediate stage, where you will worry about every single base building rule there is, and you will just stick to the compartments that are generally used on bases. And then you have stage 3, where I would say you're an expert base builder, and you can basically do anything and it will work. So now currently putting an army camp inside of the base is something that normally doesn't work. Also, these compartments are completely obnoxious. They don't look good. Normally, I would say they are not good, but in this case, they are just obnoxious, and I think I can actually make them work. Because you just have to be obnoxious and you just have to defend on time. So you have to do something unexpected just to eat up a few seconds. That's exactly what this format is. You just have to do something that is going to eat up a few seconds, which is exactly what you need in this format. I'll put another gold storage in this compartment. I'll most likely put it right here. I think I'll put the gold storage right here, or I'll put it further inside. Yes, I'll put it further inside just so the archer queen can't reach it. So if you have like an archer queen walking around this side, she is going to dodge that gold storage, and you still need something to worry about the gold storage. We can maybe put like a builder hut right here. And the good thing about these compartments, about these big compartments where you can put any building in the middle that is unwalkable from every single side, you just have so many spring trap spots. Like I can put my spring traps absolutely anywhere, and they are going to trigger. They are most likely going to trigger when it comes to Hawk Riders, when it comes to Valkyries. So we can cook something up when it comes to testing this base later. I of course now also want to have some some point defenses that are not walkable from the outside. So that would be a cannon right here. Do I put a cannon right here? Generally, why not? Why not, to be honest? We can do it. And we can have a gold storage right here and maybe another archer tower right here. I think that's okay. I think that's okay what we're doing. Now, of course, I already see an arrow right here where 3 of our point defenses are lined up, which I don't really like. So I think I'll move away this archer tower, put the gold storage right here, and have the archer tower be here. I think I generally like this more. Yes, and we would also have a spot right here to put a giant bomb. I think it's okay. I think it's okay what we're doing. Now we place some point defenses here as well. We want to have something right here that is moving the, just destroying the pathing between those air defenses just a little bit. So for example, if you have loons in this air defense, they are going to go to the cannon and then to archer tower, then to the mortar. And we can have like something right here that is going to pull those loons as well. For example, if we were to put an archer tower right here, there's just a short path between both of these air defenses. The balloon can go from air defense to archer tower to air defense. We generally do not want that. Maybe we can make it even a little bit more annoying, and we can place a mortar right here, and we can maybe place like an army camp right here. Or something else. Do I put an army camp right there or something else? Maybe we can also place like 2 gold mines right here. And we can actually have these buildings be on the outside. And that is, to be honest, quite annoying. So now we have quite annoying pathing when it comes to going to this air defense. Maybe we can place our mortar. No, I have to place a mortar right here. Else it's not covering the clan castle anymore. So we have the clan castle covered by 2 mortars, which is quite okay. You can't take it out with skeleton spells. We have the archer queen kinda tanked by this bomb tower because the archer queen will lock onto a lava hound, is going to stand something like between the air sweeper as well as the bomb tower if the lava hound is sent on top of this air defense, and the bomb tower would cover exactly that. So I think that's quite okay. I think that is quite doable. We just need to place a few more buildings, just generally somewhere. I don't really care where I place them as long as I just place them. And we also just want to have as many trash buildings in the middle of the base as possible, because, well, they're just distracting. They're just distracting and they're going to eat up some time. I have to place a cannon somewhere. I'll just place a cannon right here, just to have a little bit more damage. You do have to note, if you use like these compartments right here, you do have to note that they are incredibly vulnerable when it comes to Hawk Riders. They are incredibly good when it comes to like Valkyries. If you send Valkyries in there, you can just place... It is... Well, it's a risk. It's a giant risk to put any... To send any Valkyries inside of this compartment, because you can just generally place spring traps anywhere. Like, spring traps could be anywhere between these buildings to, well, send away Valkyries, but if you put like a skeleton spell to distract these defenses and then send them some Hawk Riders, they will always get the expo or will get this compartment no matter what. So look, one of the teams in the Town Hall Cup, like Synchronic, is always using this strategy where they will send in like 15 or 18, where they have like 15 to 18 Hawk Riders for the back end, and they would most likely send in their Valkyries somewhere in this side, or actually not. They have to take out the clan castle as well as the defending heroes. So they actually do have to send their Valkyries into any of these expo compartments, which is actually perfect for us. You cannot send your Valkyries in from this side, because first of all, you have this hero hall compartment right there that is just generally incredibly annoying. And then you have these defending heroes on the other side, which are also going to tear apart your Hawk Riders if you were to send them in from like this side of the base. So I think so far, we're cooking. Now we just need to see which are good errors that we do have to fix. We have the lineup for those errors to take. So basically what we do have to worry about most is any errors that take out our core air defense. Like the core air defense so far is what seems to be making or destroying our base. As long as we don't offer any good arrows on top of our core air defense, I think we're good to go. And of course, so far we have the arrow for this air defense as well as the core air defense. We have the arrow coming from this side, and we have the arrow coming from 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So those are the arrows to worry about. 2 o'clock, we have to worry about 2 o'clock. We have to worry about 11 o'clock. And we have to worry about 6 o'clock. So I think 6 o'clock we'll just leave completely open. I think we'll just make this compartment like a little bit smaller. So we'll send in these buildings a little bit inwards. Then we'll place one Dark Elixir storage right here. And now the angle is already a little bit more annoying. And if we were to place like some trash buildings right here and some trash buildings right here, now it's incredibly tough to line up that arrow. If we do it like this, it's even more tough. So it would be incredibly tough to like line up this arrow if we have like no trash buildings at this bottom section. And we have to worry about 12 o'clock as well. We'll just do that with 2 army camps like this. And now we're also not offering any good arrows. Well, you can always like still line it up in some way. If you like send in your arrow from this army camp, you can still line it up some way. Maybe I can do it like this and it will make it generally harder. How is this? I think this is quite okay. This is still, well, this is still a doable lineup. Or I can just leave that open. I think I'll just leave that open. I can move this Elixir Collector a little bit inwards, just to make it a little bit more annoying. And now we're like not offering any good arrows for those 2 air defenses as well. Of course, you can still hit that arrow, but it's just generally harder, and that's exactly what you want to have. You just generally want to make those arrows way harder. You just want to make it incredibly hard for those air defenses, for the arrow to hit both of your air defenses or hit both of your targets. However, I do have no idea how to do the exact same thing with the with the arrow on top of those 2 air defenses from 2 o'clock. I think I need a wall for that, so I will just make this compartment 1 tile shorter. So we have 1 wall freed up. And we can place like this wall somewhere right here. Place 1 elixir collector right here. Place 1 elixir collector right here. Of course, you can still hit that arrow right here. Or we just move the trash over 2 tiles. How is it right now? I think this is best. I think this is the best, right? Yes, you can of course still hit the arrow over the gold mine. If I now place 2 gold mines directly next to each other, where I'll maybe even move 1 outwards. And maybe 1 more inwards. Now it's generally just a little bit harder to hit this arrow. Like, you can still hit it from this elixir collector, you can still hit it from this gold mine. But it's just a little bit more annoying. Like, of course, you cannot always defend every single arrow. You can only make them harder. Like, it's easier to miss them if they're diagonal than if they're like linear. You always want to worry about the linear arrows first, or of course like diagonal arrows that come straight up from 12 o'clock or straight up from 6 o'clock, from 9 o'clock or from 3 o'clock. Those are some arrows you don't want to offer. So we'll also put our trash building like this. So you don't have any good arrow on top of those 2 air defenses. But if you do, of course, the core air defense is still left standing. And the core air defense is exactly what will make or break this base. I think I'll just leave the remaining trash buildings on this side of the base. We don't have a complete trash wing on this base, but to be honest, it really does not matter. It really does not matter that we don't have a complete trash wing. We can move our trash wing 1 inward, so we can have some outside spring traps here as well. Like, for example, if someone were to send in their Valkyries into this section of the base, you just have a few spring traps you can place there. And I think the two remaining builder huts, I'll just place them somewhere in the base just to, well, be a little bit more annoying when it comes to wizards. Like, if I place a builder hut right here, or for example another builder hut right here, there's always the possibility for this builder hut to just stay up there. And maybe also, I think I will just put it inside of this compartment, so like a builder hut right here. You just always have the option for this builder hut to just stay alive. Or do I even leave this builder hut away and then like have a super giant bomb right here? For now, I think I'll actually put a super giant bomb right here. Like, if we're now going to bait Synchronic, they will send in their Valkyries. Most likely from either the bottom side or from the right hand side, and then send in Hawk Riders on the back end of the base. They will send in some Hawk Riders on the top of this R2 tower. They will take out the R2 tower. Then the Hawk Riders are going to move through the super giant bomb onto the cannon, and they will go down. And we'll put 1 giant bomb right here and 1 giant bomb right here. We will put 1 ground skeleton right here and 1 ground skeleton right here. And now we have like a slight setup against the Hawk Riders. Like, this is going to annoy Hawk Riders quite a bit. We can maybe even put like a builder hut right here, or do I want to have it somewhere in the base? I think I want to have it somewhere in the base. The question is where. I think I'll just put it right here. Yeah, I think it's okay to put it right there. I think that's okay. And now, which one is most likely? I'll take a look at this base from scout view. Will I send in my Valkyries from the bottom side, or will I send them in from the right hand side? Probably from the bottom side, then put a jump spell over this elixir storage. Use the Barbarian King ability over this elixir storage to open up this expo compartment. So the Valkyries are most likely going to come in from the bottom side. So we want to have a spring trap right here. And we basically want to have every single spring traps against Valkyries inside of this compartment. So generally like this. If you now send in Valkyries inside of this compartment, most of them will fly away. Of course, you always just have to take, you have to test these traps. I will test these traps. I will do these attacks that I expect in this base over and over and over and over again, just to try and see if I can make it incredibly hard for this base to, well, get destroyed. I am going to place our... Where am I going to place the red air bombs? Most likely the red air bombs, you just want to have them clustered up. So you want to have 3 or 4 air bombs clustered up to defend loons. So you need 3 air bombs on Town Hall 9 to get to kill loons. So to destroy loons, you need 3 giant air bombs. Well, not giant air bombs, air bombs. So what we now have to worry about, which are the 2 air defenses you are going to take out if you were to do a Lalo. I see one problem. I see one problem, and that is the arrow on top of this wizard tower. So you can now send in your Archer Queen on top of this wizard tower, and the Archer Queen is going to take out this air defense and this air defense. So we need 1 trash building. We need 1 trash building to be... well, to distract the Archer Queen. So we'll take out this builder hut and this builder hut as well. And we'll put this builder hut right here. And maybe we can put like a builder hut right here. So the Archer Queen is now going to walk to this builder hut instead of going towards the wizard tower, most likely, right? If I put the Archer Queen right here, is it going to go target the wizard tower, or is it going to go target the builder hut? That's something I have to test out. If I like place the builder hut right here, we once again offer the arrow for 2 of these air defenses, which we of course do not want. And to be quite honest, we're still offering it right now. We might have a problem. And how are we going to fix it? We have a problem and we need to fix it. I think I'll maybe even move these building inwards. I think that's something I'm going to do. Get rid of this wall. Move this wall 1 inwards. Put 1 wall right there. Have a builder hut be right there. Or I can just leave those builder huts. Yeah, I think I'll just leave those builder huts. And we can put like a gold storage right here, and maybe put like a builder hut right here as well. Or like a builder hut maybe like this. We can have like both of this builder huts be here. We now once again have an army camp we can put here. And now we have a good trash wing again. And we don't have to worry about this arrow again. Okay, I think I fixed it. We can place it more than 1 inwards. I think we're now good to go. Yes, we should be. Where would we send in our wall breakers? We can have like 1 be here, 1 be here. And maybe on the back end we can also put like a air bomb right here. Now once again, which are the air defenses you're going to take out with Lalo? I think most likely you're just going to arrow both of these air defenses. So this air defense and this air defense. And then send in your Lalo straight against both of those sweepers. So we will place our seeking air mines right here and right here. And we will actually put our air bombs next to those air defenses. Well, this is something generally, do not place your air bombs anywhere near air defenses. Never, 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 ever. But in this case, I think it's okay to do, because you will take out both of these air defenses with... Oh no, you won't. I see another arrow, which is probably even better. Like if you'd sent in an arrow from this barracks on top of this air defense and this air defense, you have great Lalo pathing for this, from this air defense to this air defense. So I'll place the seeking air mines next to these air defenses, and I'll actually have the air bombs be here. I think this is good. This is something I now have to test. Of course, every single one of these traps is always something you have to test. Also, the base is something you have to test. You have to see which arrows offer too much value, which arrows are worrisome. I'll place this army camp 1 more inwards. But this is something I think I can work with, and maybe you're going to see this base in the monthly finals last week. With that, I would say see you guys soon with the next video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.